I made over $600,000 so far this month with my dropshipping brand, and today I'm giving you my entire system so that you can just copy it. Now this is going to be a technical video, and if you implement what I'm about to teach you today, I will guarantee you success with your store. But you must watch the full video, okay? So set aside the time, grab a pen and paper, and turn off all your distractions. It's time to get filthy rich with your dropshipping store. This will be a full case study on how I grew my store to this point. Everything from how it started to all the problems that I faced, the team that I manage, how I run my advertisements, and more will be revealed. So it's safe to say that is going to be one of the most valuable videos I've ever posted. So as you can see, we made $577,000. So far, we're only 28 days into the month. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh it so you can see that it's legit. And here you can also see that one of the days we did over $30,000 in just 24 hours, which is just crazy. Now, when it comes to my whole operation, I obviously have a team behind it. So the first stage is product research. As you know, when dropshipping, without a good product, you're not gonna make any sales. And this is the system I use to find my own product. You don't need a team for this. I simply have just outsourced it to spend my time more productively, but everything I'm teaching you can be applied by you only. So product research is done daily by my assistant. We share a document. So every single morning, I will be going through the product research document. We typically have 10 to 20 products ready, and I went ahead and approved 2 every day. So now that we have a product, the next step is store design. I have someone who does web design and build out landing pages for approved products. Then at the same time, I will have an editor that takes content from other people's website or the competitors and makes 15 different video creatives for it. So once we have agreed on a product, I'm starting the entire system. And the first thing we need is real content. So it's time to start browsing TikTok and Instagram Reels to find other people who's selling the product that we can honestly just steal stuff from to get started. Now, the way I made it all efficient is by having the product research document. So if I approve a product today, it's going to be ready with video ads and the store already tomorrow. And every single day we're getting more products. So we have a flow of them and we're testing at least once a day. Now make sure we check one of these at a time so that we finish all the stages. But once we're at the fourth one, it's time to run the ads, and the advertiser will test out the products using my strategy. And like it says here, use the strategy for yourself. You don't need a team for this. And that's exactly how I found the product. It was just a ton of testing. It wasn't worth my time, so I decided to outsource it. And with this system, we're able to test tons of products. Now, here's the interesting thing I do. For each specific product, I will test different countries because I don't believe that my first idea of the product is what's actually going to work. And most people, when they dropship, they test the concept, and if it doesn't work, they move on. So for every one of these steps I take, the lower the chance the product will succeed. But I'm testing one country at a time. Usually it works already on the first one, but if not, we're moving to a second country, translating the website, and that's the backup plan if the original fail. And then if all of those fail, we're going to proceed to test in a third country. If 3 countries fail, I will just drop the product. And this shows that you never want to give up on a product too easily. Just because it doesn't work in the UK or US doesn't mean that there's not a market for it. And if you want to avoid your competition, you got to be testing in European markets. Now, marketing angles is what's the most important and the only reason I managed to blow up my product. Every time I have a product, I'm looking at it and thinking, how can I do this different? Can my product apply to another niche or audience that hasn't been sold to before? So with testing these countries, I'm also testing marketing angles actively, okay? It all starts with an idea, who I'm going to sell it to. So I will first try the first angle, and then if that doesn't work, I'm going to be trying a second angle. But in most cases, I'm split testing both to see what's getting me the most traction. Now, if one of the angles fails, so be it. I'm going to be testing another one. And once I have an approved angle and country that's actually making sales, I will be getting the results. And that means a winning product is found and we can finally take a shower after days of hustle. Now, when I'm running the store, there are 5 things I like to test before giving up on a product. The first one is obviously the product. Does it even have any demand? And if it looks like there's 0, I might not run it. The second one is video creatives. This is the most important part, okay? Without good content, people are not going to click in on your website. And for this exact reason, I'm testing upwards of 15 video ads per product already from the start. Now, after these 2 are tested, I will see if the product has some sort of demand, if people are clicking in a website, etc. It's time for us to start testing different marketing angles to experiment with it. Now, usually by the 3rd stage, I am able to already kind of determine whether or not there's a market for the product. But then I'm moving into the 4th one, which is testing out different countries. And I'm only doing one of these steps at a time. Now, once I have all these 4 in check, I will know that my product is a winner, because if it fails already at number 1, I'm not always going to go to the second, third, fourth, or fifth stage. But if I can make it last throughout all of them and find a winning country in the end, I most likely have a winning product that's going to make me money. Once I have a product that's making me sales, it's time to start with website layout and try to improve my conversion rate. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't always have the best conversion rate because I'm always testing different things. So split testing your website is incredibly important, and don't assume you have the perfect layout already when starting. But one thing that's important is that I tested only one idea at a time and then move to the second one. You never want to test multiple things at once, as you're going to be left confused. If nothing works, I will just cut the product, and usually it takes me around 5 products to find a crazy winner. When I test products, I usually just steal video ads from other people's organic store. Then I have my editor create 10 unique videos, compiling together videos from my competitors and adding a CTA at the end. Now in this stage, I tried out tons of different offers to see which one worked the best, and in many cases for me it was buy one get one free. Now the next thing we did, which just worked so insanely well, we managed to have almost a 10% click-through rate on our campaigns, is that we went to Instagram Reels, we find other stores that were selling the product, and we just took their video ads and we saved them, okay? Because the organic stores, they're not running paid ads, they're doing organic, but they're so good at content creation. So we took some of their videos and just run it ourselves. And we had the craziest results ever. This strategy is slept on. This is just how I test though. So let's talk about how I make so much money with my store. But before that, let me show you the ad strategy I use to find this product. And by the way, I also teach this to a couple of people every single month. If you want to be a part of my mentorship program for dropshipping, you can send me a message on Instagram right here. As you've probably seen, the results we're creating is just insane because we have a proven method that just somehow always works. People have been able to find winning products within weeks. Some quit their job, some moved into their dream apartment, and some now living full time of dropshipping. Okay, so inside of the Facebook Ads Manager now, I just created a campaign. I always go for sales, and this strategy is powerful. Like if you use the right video ads, you're going to be making so much money from day one. The next thing we do is we hit manual sales campaign. Then we obviously name the campaign the product. I'm going to skip that now. We put on advantage campaign budget and we put it to $100 a day. Now this doesn't mean that you have to spend $100 every single day. You can tell already after like $30 if the product is going to be worth it or not. I'm just using this budget to optimize it properly. Then you're going to go ahead to the next section. Next thing you do is you scroll down, you select your pixel, which you hopefully installed in Shopify. Then you want to aim for purchase as the conversion event. The next thing I did was to schedule my ads to start in the morning. Then I selected the country that I was selling to, which in this case was the United States. Then I used original audience, but I kept it all completely broad, so I didn't add any interest at all so that I could test videos. Now, many of you always ask me, should I change the placements? I actually recommend you just keep it broad when starting, okay? The whole point of this strategy is to test videos only and go super broad, okay? Once we have a winning video, we can start testing out different audiences, but videos first. Now, my ad setup is really that simple. Once I have a product that seems to be a winner, I will personally step in to try to scale it. But before that, I have an advertising manager who tests all my products for me, and that's how I'm able to get all this speed. Once I find a couple of winning ad sets and I'm making sales every day with my store, I'm simply just going to go ahead and scale vertically. This means upping the budget on the campaigns that are actually working. The next thing I will do is I will create an ABO where I'm giving each ad set $10 a day, and I'm starting to test tons of different interests on Facebook to figure out who my audience actually is. Because at this point, I don't have a good conversion rate. I don't have much profits either because my ads are going so broad, but at least I'm figuring out my winning videos. And once I know what videos work, I test the audiences. And after that, I just increase the budget on what works. Now, the most important thing in 2024 is creatives. You need to be good at making videos. There is one thing that you have to have, okay? And that's real people using your product. This is key for branding. I'm going to show you a video example here in a second, but you need trust for your business. So what are the things I do to get trust? Well, the first thing I do is I send my products to influencers, and this gives me one advantage. I can then use their face in my ads, and using people's face on your website and video ads creates so much trust as customer wants to see other people using the product they're going to buy. I'm talking real reviews of it. Now you're gonna need real people, social proof, and UGC content both in your video ads and on your website. Now I totally understand when you first start, you probably don't have access to this and you don't have much custom content. The good thing is, as you can see on this video right here, I just found this. You can find people using the product you're trying to sell on TikTok and just put their face in the video. Now, when testing like this, I don't always have people in it, but I do see that organic type of ads gives a lot more trust, and it can give you a 5% plus CTR, which is just insane. Now, there's not an exact way to test videos. I want you to experiment a little bit with everything, every kind of angle, to see what works. Now, I found this ad while making a video, which, by the way, I put hours into. They have 800,000 views and a couple of comments as well. And as you can see, it's a girl in the video, okay? It's a real person using the product that the customer is gonna buy at some point. And like I said, this is so important. You can just tell, like, there's a lot more trust in this video ad when we see someone using it, and it gives the customer the idea of what it's gonna be like for them owning it. In my opinion, this video ad is very nice, as it's not like too salesy. It just blends perfectly into the algorithm, but it also highlights the features. No more dark spots under your eyes, and the woman saying she wakes up every single day and her life is so much easier. Then we have a call to action at the end: click through for a discount. Now, what can I say? This video ad is good, and it nails all the things I am telling you to have in your videos. Now, one thing you're probably understanding at this point is that we're trying to make it seem like a brand before it really is. You don't need custom packaging to feel like a brand for your customer. Simply just develop a great layout on your store, a great color scheme, have some real people in your video ads, and you're gonna beat pretty much every single dropshipper. Now, as a business owner, it's time that you focus on what's actually important: making money. Running a 7-figure brand should not be a hustle. You simply just want to manage the system and a couple of employees. And also, just hire as few people as possible to make it easier for you. You don't need a huge team. I personally have 2 editors working on content, 2 VAs handling customer support, answering emails and messages on my Facebook page. Then I also have one of my friends managing the employees. He makes sure that the pages are up in time if needed, and also that payment providers are not shut down, and much more. And I'll tell you what's the biggest issue with all of this. It's payment providers. If you're getting chargebacks or refunds on your dropshipping store, it's a big deal. Stripe and other providers are going to shut you down, and you're not going to be allowed to use them anymore. So be careful and prioritize your customer before scaling too high. Now, my job is to, for example, reach out to different influencers for collabs, to scale the store to new levels on Facebook ads, and to manage my whole system. Every single morning, I'm jumping on calls with the system manager to make sure everything is running smoothly. I check the product documents, I agree on them, then he makes sure that the people actually do their job, making the pages, preparing everything to test. But what is the thing that we're doing the most now, though, that we have the product? We're not really testing that anymore. We're testing video ads. We're making sure that shipping is in place. There's been countless times where we have ordered too much inventory and end up losing money on it. There's also been times where we have ordered way too little and we've had to refund customers or send them emails telling them that they have to wait. And this is the most tricky part, in my opinion, about running a big brand: ordering the stock. So many times I've screwed this up. I have gotten better at it though, but that can be super stressful. And you also got to know like how to time it, which is very hard because you can't predict always how much your store is going to make tomorrow. But once the store is pumping, it's getting a lot easier though. All that's needed for me at this point is to create new advertising campaigns and more content, focusing on spreading the word and making more money, but also not scaling so hard that it can end up hurting me. So you're probably wondering what my goal is with all of this. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm trying to sell it one day. Now, all the things I've been teaching you in this video, you can do on your own. You can have a system where you approve products every single day, and you have a goal of testing one product every other day, and you actually stick to it. What's important when trying to find a winning product is consistency and selling with intention. That's why I'm testing multiple countries and 5 different approaches to my product before I decide on whether or not it's actually a winner. And so many times in the journey to find a winning product, you're gonna think you have the one, get emotionally attached to it, and then you don't have it. Now, if you want me to do more updates on my store, if there's anything in specific you're wondering about, let me know in the comments, because it's super fun to make these types of case studies. If you liked the video, remember to click a like on it and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.